if they're not willing to help you. The next thing you want to do is add a notice of correction to your credit report. So if you again make clear that this doesn't represent your financial behavior, then this is something that will further help you to find success with removing the negative marker. The last thing you want to do, and again, this is definitely the last step, is letting the person you're speaking to know that you will take this to the financial ombudsman if they're not willing to help you. The next thing you want to do is add a notice of correction to your credit reports. Now, everyone's situation is different and it's not going to be perfect for everyone. For example, if you have a late payment that's like 5 months old, then you may want to consider adding a notice of correction. However, if you've only got 1 late payment, then it may not be worth it. But if you've got 3, 5, 8 late payments, then you definitely want to add a note where you're explaining exactly why there's a late payment. Now, a notice of correction is a note that gets added to your credit report where you explain what has happened. And what happens is, rather than you getting an automated yes or no, which is what happens with most credit applications nowadays, most of them are automated, rather than it being automatic, someone has to manually assess your application and your credit reports to ensure that you're actually being given a official response, whether it's yes, we've seen your late payments and we've heard what's happened and we therefore want to give you more credit, or we don't want to give you more credit. This note is going to be something that can actually help you get more credit as opposed to having no note and just being rejected automatically. So notice of correction is something you want to add on all 3 credit reports, on your credit report of Experian, Equifax and TransUnion, to ensure that when you apply for credit in future, someone has to review the credit reports. That's going to be something that can literally help you still get credit, again, as opposed to being automatically rejected. That's super important. A notice of correction, again, may not be helpful if you have a default or a late payment that's like 4 years old. If it's 4 years old, what that means is it's a very old negative marker and it may not be worth it. But again, if you're not sure, make sure you reach out and message me and I'll let you know whether a notice of correction makes sense for your unique situation and circumstances.